1, 2, 3.
Hello, welcome to Rock the Cash Bar. I'm Ben Mowbray.
And I'm Diane Gallagher.
Every week we pick one song and do a deep dive into the lyrics and explain the different ways they've been interpreted.
We will also discuss how the song connected to us on a personal level, focusing on all the embarrassing details.
Glad to have you here. Enjoy the show.
Tell me, it would be so great, Dale, if you already had that shirt on and when I text you and not, you didn't go throw it on for this podcast.
Oh, I have this exact design tattooed on my naked chest. That's how much I loved it.
All right.
I went and saw him in New York, so the MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, and I took a bus out there. I was by myself because none of my adult friends want to go see the Chili Peppers for some reason. So I go by myself, and the bus that takes me to New Jersey literally just stops on the side of the highway with no cross street or anything. He's like, "This is it." I was like, "What do you mean this is it?" And he's like, "You just gotta follow that fence in the field and it'll lead you right to the stadium eventually." I'm like, "Is this the official way to get to the stadium?" This can't be. It was the weirdest, but
was he correct?
He was. It just took like an hour walk. I'm just walking there in my Chili Peppers concert outfit, which is a bright yellow Hawaiian shirt and the shortest shorts ever, through New Jersey, being like, "Look, I've never been afraid of being hate crimed, but right now I'm afraid of being hate crimed."
There's no way that guy had no idea what he was doing.
He had a uniform and everything, and like I asked him twice if he was sure, and he was like offended. I was like, "Oh God, all right, I got to get off the bus."
Oh my God. Sorry if he's offended. I'm opening.
It's like, "I've been doing this for 40 years.
Oh shit. All right.
It's like, "Okay, sir, sorry."
So I already hit record and I want to fill the audience in on what's happening at this like shit show of the last hour. So it's an hour before recording with Billy Wayne Davis, and we're supposed to do Californication by Red Hot Chili Peppers. And then Ben texts me that he's vomiting. And so I'm like, all right, I can do this alone with Billy. But then I was like, let me see if I can get someone else as a co-host. So the first person I messaged was you because you're the big fan.
I don't believe you.
I know you were. I can prove it. I have timestamp messages.
Those can be edited.
But then I started just like firing off texts to other people that I know Billy, like Greg Warren and Mike McRae, and it's the day after Thanksgiving. Everyone's traveling. And I got Mishka Shubali answered yes first. And so then I text Billy to tell him, hey, there's going to be a change in host. And then he's like, my child is vomiting. My wife had surgery. And I was like, shit. And so then as I have you and Mishka up on the screen, I get this text from him. And I was like, you know what? We're going to do something. We're going to give somebody something.
This episode is just a Theseus's ship of an episode. You had a whole podcast ready, and piece by piece, you've had to slowly replace it. And you're like, is this even the same episode? Just pick a different song and move on.
Well, we've been talking about wanting to have you back on because you're so funny and you're a Peppers fan. And I'm wondering if we can just get the audience hyped for when we have Billy back on to talk about the Peppers. And because you keep saying that this was a big year for them, and I have no idea why.
You want to get the people hyped for the episode? All right, let's do this.
We're going to get the people hyped for a song that came out 22 years ago.
I'm going straight into their new stuff.
Okay. Tell us. Here's the thing is
it's only placed through my headphones. I was hoping to like just blast and be like, oh boy. Trying to cue it up. This has been a crazy year for the Chili Peppers fandom. They fired the Antichrist of the Chili Peppers, Josh Klinghoffer, who no one liked, put out like four.
Tell me why. Why didn't they like him?
Because Guitar Jesus was resurrected. John Frusciante, who left in 2011 for like personal artistic, hell yeah, Diane. Right. Hell yeah. Who left for like personal reasons. They replaced him with Josh, who like, everyone's like, oh, thank God he's here. We're so grateful to have. And in the moment John was like, I want to play again, we're like, get the hell out of here, Josh. Get the fuck out of the room.
So, like the hook from
yeah, just classic vaudeville. Just yeah. So John comes back, Guitar Jesus, and they get Rick Rubin, who they've done the like the golden circle of albums, which is Californication, By the Way, Stadium Arcadium,
Mhm.
and not One Hot Minute, but well, there's another one in there. But those were the golden. They did it with Rick Rubin in his studio, legendary producer. And then since then, they haven't worked with him or their best guitarist. So now both of those two came back and they're like, we're putting out an album. This could be golden circle potential. And everyone gets very, very excited. Then they announced that album is a double album, like Stadium Arcadium. So it's twice as long. It's like, oh my God, they're doing it again. This is history in the making. They put out a single. It is so good. Everyone is just in love with it. They put out two more singles that are just the worst songs you've ever heard. And we're all like, oh no, it's happening again. That's not our real dad. That's not something happened, just terrible. So everyone's like starting to get really nervous. The album comes out and it's great. It's inducted into the Golden Circle, the fifth album, Perfect Chili Peppers album. And we're all like, that was amazing. That was worth the 10-year wait for some new honest Chili Peppers album. And then another surprise announcement. In the same year, they're dropping another album produced by Rick Rubin with John Frusciante. Blows our minds. It's another double album. This is insane. They just put it out. It's okay. But you have to take into consideration that like this was like 40 songs of the Dream Team. They've almost doubled their catalog that everyone loved. They doubled it in 1 year. And if you're a real Chili Peppers fans, you look past the goofiness of the lyrics and all this stuff into the music, and they're great albums. The Unlimited Love album is the John Frusciante guitar-led album. Return of the Dream Canteen. Also, these are stupid names. Return of the Dream Canteen is a Flea bass weirdo stuff, and then Anthony is just saying whatever he can over both albums. But it was this huge year where we were expecting very little, and it just kept coming.
There's some sexual innuendo there. When you hold it in for that long.
Yeah.
Do you think they were able to put out this much music because it had been 10 years? Like they've just been piddling for 10 years and kind
I
of.
would love to think about that. Like, you know how like sometimes when SNL has like musical guests, it's kind of an unwritten code that they don't do their best sketches for those hosts and they hold off. That's how I feel like they were treating it with the Josh Klinghoffer, the replacement guitarist, and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like Flea and them, like they'd write a good riff and be like, I'm gonna save that one. That'll be
Just
coming
in
out in
case
10
Daddy
years.
comes back.
Just in case John's resurrected. For
Oh,
sure.
wow. Back in when Californication came out, Flea said it's the best album they had ever done. Do you think he still feels that way, or do you think he now thinks the two double albums are the best albums they've ever done?
Flea is like a 60-year-old heroin survivor. So I think he's one of those purely positive, every day is the best day of my life.
Oh my God.
So
Oh,
yeah, he's like super psyched about all this new stuff. He gets to be wearing his skirt on stage again, but I still think probably song for song, Californication will always be the best Chili Peppers album.
I think so.
They've had so many albums that are just nonstop hits, but can't name like every single song on that album has grown on me. That song like defines a state of the union. Can you, like them and Leonard Skinner can claim that title. Every other state, like even New York, is up. Is it Frank Sinatra? Is it Jay-Z?
Right.
Alicia Keys in there? But these are just like, no, this is the one band that gets that state.
Oh my gosh.
What a state to get.
It's so crazy. Yeah. It's so crazy. And there's so much I want to say about Californication, but I think Billy Wayne really wants to do this episode, and I don't want to repeat myself because I think what I'm going to do is put your segment on before that one if we end up doing it.
So it's just gonna cut to him like having watched that and be like, no, none of that's right. Here's the truth.
Well, he's not going to see it. I'm not going to let him see it. But what he's talking about, this song came out in June 2000, and this whole thing about like what Californication means, and everybody just salivating to be famous and everything. He had social media was not a thing in 2000? Like, what was he going off of besides just people wanting to be famous? Because had he known what social media was going to do to people and the star fuckery that was going to explode from social media,
Well, he lived, so they're coming from LA, which in the 90s and 80s, we didn't have social media. So if you were that kind of person, you just went to LA and did that in public.
yeah,
Hey, look at me. Please give me something.
yeah,
I can do it.
yeah.
That's where live, like driving down uh Malibu or whatever, is where you saw just random Instagram thirst traps being like, please give me cover of a magazine or
Oh
something.
my
Give me an album
gosh.
record. That's where they went to be that crazy. So I don't think he foresaw the social media coming. I think just California represented that
It
before it
always
was a
has.
thing. And that's what Twitter and Instagram was. It was like, let's just bring that California attitude
Yeah.
to everybody. You're
Yeah.
the star. All of this is for you.
Yeah, it was just I couldn't in my mind this song wasn't 22 years old, and I'm reading these lyrics and I'm like, he could have never put this song out and put it out now and it would have like resonated just as strong, if not more so now.
Yeah, it's the beginning of like the drug epidemic stuff, and we haven't even come out of that.
Mm-mm.
Um, I'm totally blanking. I'm say that, and I'm high as hell right now.
Oh, good.
This was a last minute throw together. Chili peppers. The boys need me. I'm
I'm in
in.
it. I'm in.
Yeah,
Um,
they could have like put it out. Um, their idea of California. One of my favorite, and I hate to like, y'all have to look this up, but one of the best jokes I've ever heard about the Chili Peppers was, man, Chili Peppers are so cool. I wish California was real.
that's really fun. I feel like so my husband is dying to pick a song for us again. He's a Patreon member. He'll get his chance when I pull his name out of the bucket. And I already know what song he wants to do. He wants to do Anima, I think I'm saying that right, by Tool. Do you know
Mhm.
that song? It's basically how much he hates Los Angeles. It's the like let him swim. Like it's the whole song talking about like he hopes fucking
Yeah,
earthquakes kill
the
them.
fault line, the sea
Yes,
sucks them in.
he hates California. He hates LA. And it'd be really funny to do that song right after we do this.
And for another perspective, for people who aren't so stoked on LA, that'd be hilarious. I was just looking at, again, because I am a dork, I was watching an unofficial Chili Peppers documentary on YouTube, and there was all these
Those are the best.
photos. There were photos of him standing next to the lead singer of Tool backstage at some big joint show, and Tool is just in this super gothic, all black outfit with his hair and face piercing, just looks so angry and like, oh, I'm about to math rock the hell out of these guys. And Anthony Kiedis is just like sitting next to him. He looks like a 12-year-old boy on like Christmas. Like, isn't it fun? We all get to sing. It's just like thinking of the two of those personalities like working together, but hopefully like being friends, and one being like, California is such a fake, vapid cesspool of self-idolized. Yeah, man, isn't it great? And the hot dogs.
Anthony Kiedis is like, and I'm from here. Yeah, I think Maynard's supposed to be like really tiny. I don't know like how tall Keita I can't talk Ketis is as he like was there a size difference between the two?
I couldn't tell, but I've seen Tool playing, and I think he might wear like those platform boots and stuff for that, because I was watching Tool music videos of performances like recently, and he was doing a bunch of like foot up on the speaker stuff, and it looked like he was just wearing these robot boots, and I was like, that's the kind of thing only a rock star can get away with. But
Yeah.
also, if you're like 5'4" and stuff, you kind
Me,
of need to be a rock star to wear those.
I'm 5 foot. I'm 4'11" and 3/4 to be
We're
honest.
gonna get you those boots.
I have
Patreon, we're
those.
raising money.
I was gonna say me, Maynard, and Prince all own those boots. Okay. We
That's
need a
all. That's
little
a
work.
golden triangle. That's great.
Everybody knows the Golden Triangle.
Everyone knows.
Me, Maynard, and Prince.
It's Diane, Prince, and Maynard territory. No one else can do it.
Everybody's like, Diane? Who? God, there's so much I need to save for the podcast, but I'm gonna say from this first line of Californication, it is full of like not only misheard song lyrics, but like I just didn't have a clue what he's saying. And I think that happens a lot with Kiedis
I'm
is
a huge fan, and immediately in my head, I'm like, hey, steal your modulation. It doesn't matter.
I didn't know the chorus, firstborn unicorn. No idea he was saying that until today. Hardcore soft porn. I thought it was hot girls soft porn.
I always thought it was, of course, I'm corn.
No.
Of course, I'm corn. Dreamer. I don't know anything about California. It could be covered in corn. All I know about California, I've learned through Chili Peppers lyrics.
Okay, it's corn. They're the land of corn.
The land of golden corn, baby.
I'm really excited to do this episode. It would have been funny to just go ahead and do it with the four of us and having I don't know why Billy chose this song. Like I don't know if he's a super fan. I don't know if he hates California. I really don't know why he chose this song.
I hope it's the latter, because I think I'm self-aware enough to know that my love of them is stupid. I love defending them. It's fun. It's a great time, and it's always just me trying to convince them, like, let's just go to a concert together, and
That's
you'll
what
get it.
That's what
But
you do. That's what you did last time you were on the podcast, telling me I had to go see Phish with you. Like,
this is unheard of. I've got 5 21 to 24-year-old NYU girls to love Phish in an hour. It's never been done. That hasn't been done in 30 years. We
okay.
were playing a game. One of them had to like put headphones on at a time, and I just sat there, was like, "Oh, you're gonna get this Phish song," and I'd converted 4 for 4. It was insane. I'm very proud of that. It happened very recently.
You are an official Phish Sherpa. You really are. Like, you guide people through.
But I think that's frowned upon in the community. We're not
What?
supposed to be telling people about it.
Really? It's
Yeah.
like Fight Club. You're not so, it's like keep the circle the circle.
Tickets are already pretty hard to come by.
Oh my God.
I took Chase DeRusso to his first Phish concert a couple months ago, and he had the best time, was just screaming about it, like, we gotta get this to the people. And guys were like, no, it's ours.
How are you with the Flaming Lips? Do you know anything about them? Are you a fan?
Yeah, I know their hit songs and stuff. Chase DeRusso just met them in person, and they hit it off, and we're going to their show in Queens, I think in January. So I'm not the biggest fan, but I will be hanging out with the Flaming Lips soon.
Damn it. All right. That's the last episode we put out. It's the most current episode. We did Flaming Lips, and I'm like you. Like I knew their biggest songs. I had never like dove in, and
Mhm.
I dove in last week for the episode, and it felt like the way you described how I would become a Phish fan. I became a Lips fan. Like, oh my God, I have to see them live now. I have to be a Lips concert goer now. And God damn it, Chase.
No. I'll talk to Chase. We'll get it worked out. It'll be insane.
Corbin's cousin, who lives in New York, he's a Long Island guy, grew up in New York, is the biggest Lips fan, and he was the one like gushing and telling me like inside info on them and stuff. But yeah, I mean, how can you not love them? I feel like if you go to their show, you're gonna become a super fan.
I've seen one picture of their concert where the lead guy is like in a giant, one of those big blow up body size balls, and he's like walking over the crowd singing and stuff. And I was like, all right, that seems like a pretty awesome show. I'll go check that out.
They did that for COVID. They were trying to figure out a way to have.
I thought it was just art. No, that was safety protocols.
It can be both. But to really like have that idea, and then Wayne Coyne is the type that's going to make it happen. Any weird idea he has, he's going to figure out a way to make it happen. We covered the song Yoshimi Battles the Pink Robots. And the way he wrote the song is they did the melody first, and then he took 8 hits of acid and then wrote the lyrics.
That's one writing process, sure. It's kind of like the Stephen King method, but
yeah. He's a real fun hippie from Oklahoma, and he makes his home in Oklahoma. He stays in Oklahoma, and we're like, I think that might be the best kind of hippie.
That's where Chase met him, and he talked to him about living in Oklahoma. And he was like, "Hey, man, I got an 8-bedroom house for me and my family, $700 a month." I was like, "Oh, we're getting to Oklahoma."
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Okay, get me to Wayne Coyne and his family. I just want to
we'll do
say
it.
hi.
You're closer than I am.
I
I'll give
know.
you that.
I know. Get me in. All right. I'm just honestly, I just wanted to keep you on because it's good to see you, and I wanted to talk music, and especially knowing that you're high, I'm like, where else can we take this?
I can't. I got another Phish show coming up soon. I got to convert some people.
God dang it. Okay. If well, I don't know. I don't know how you feel about this because you're not supposed to tell, but if you could tell the audience one Phish song to listen to, what would it be?
Axilla Part 2.
Okay.
Axilla. It's just a classic, fast-paced, upbeat rock song that gets you in. I'm not going to hit them with the jams. I'm not going to hit them with the long stuff.
Yeah. That's for
Can I plug
in-person,
an
right?
old, different podcast?
Yeah.
There's an old podcast by Harris Whittles,
Yes.
who was one of the biggest Phish fans
Yes.
and great comedian, called Analyze Phish, where he tries to convince Scott Aukerman to enjoy Phish, and it's just a great
Oh, they should
great
just
little
do
mini
a whole
run.
podcast.
They did like 10 episodes, just a
Okay.
mini block thing, and it's really great.
So you think they
That's a
did it well? Do you think they did it in a way that was
no,
actually
no,
no?
no. The only way to do it is the Wayne method: 8 hits of acid and go to a concert live.
Okay, I get that. I feel like I could get into anybody on a lot of shrooms or
That's the same reason I'm an Ariana Grande fan. Yeah. Every year, take 8 hits of acid and I go see her live. No idea what the songs are about.
No idea. But that ponytail is cute. Uh, all right. Well, I think I'm gonna let you go and then figure out what I'm gonna do with this episode. So if neither Ben or Billy can get together to do it this weekend, I'm gonna put this out as a team.
Okay.
But
Glad to help.
if they are, I'm gonna put this up first and then put their episode after. So it'll be a long episode. With help from
Cool.
Dale Cheesman.
And if you ever need any Chili Peppers related defense, I'm here.
I think I might. If we need it after this episode, I may come back to you and then be like, here's what we need help with.
I can off camera just feed you facts to make you look like, oh, did you know none of them are actually from California?
Nice. Okay. I can have you in my ear. That'd be great.
Yeah.
I can fly you down here and just have you like pop up, like the little head pop up. Like, what is that?
VH1 fact.
Yeah, it's a little bubble that pops up. Would you ever want to come back on the podcast and do one about Phish?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'd feel it'd be tough to do it because like I think their fan base is so dedicated and knowledgeable. They're just a bunch of drug addicted old hippies.
Right.
But I feel like whatever I said, they would be like, that's not good enough. You did a poor job.
That's how we feel putting out every single episode of this podcast because we're putting out someone's favorite song, someone's favorite band. And we aren't coming at this as aficionados. We come at this as the two drunks at the bar saying what we think we know about the song.
Yeah.
I feel like
I heard this one before.
This is what I heard that this song is about, and then someone's like screaming. It's just like, Altuve didn't wear a buzzer. God damn it! Like, all of Houston can't get that through people's fucking heads that he didn't wear a buzzer and he did not cheat. I mean, that's how I feel like people react to most of our episodes, which is fine. It makes them mad and maybe makes them listen more.
Yeah, come listen to us fuck up your favorite songs.
Yes. That would be the new headline. Unless it's
yeah, I'd be happy to. I'd love this show.
All right. Thank you so much for coming back on. This was some fuckery that turned out very fun.
No problem. Glad to help.
All right.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Later, bye.
1, 2, 3.
Rock the Cash Bar is produced by Diane Gallagher. Music by Chuck Savage and Eddie Hawkins. Special thank you to Jeremy Essig for 6 Degrees and to Sarah Wessling for the Guilty Pleasures vocals. Our website is rockthecashbarpodcast.com, and there you can find links to our Spotify playlist and to our Patreon. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next week.